This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to Dynamic Banter. Oh man, this is like, this is a crazy week.
I agree.
Because there's so much going on, and it's VidCon week, so it's very difficult.
We found out that the Russians are more involved in the 2016 election than we thought.
Which is shocking to me, because where did this even come from?
Where did all this information come from?
Where did any of this information come from? And so, because of it being such a busy week and because there's a lot going on, we have it's going to be a quick episode, and we don't have Mike Falzone, but we do have William Haynes!
Okay, my main question though, like seriously though, amidst all the things that are going on this week, like globally and at VidCon, does Taco Bell still write different stuff on the packets?
I think this is the most important thing to you.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Right now?
Do they still do that?
Yeah, I mean I think they do like a biannual thing. What was that?
Nothing.
All right.
A biannual thing.
I think
where
they do
happened?
a biannual thing where they switch it out. When I don't even know when they first started doing it.
Yeah, right.
But they've been doing it for years.
You
and
know
years and
the
years.
exact date.
I don't. I wish I did. I have a computer in front of me though.
Yeah, right.
Taco Bell packet sayings.
Isn't it cool that in the future you could find out anything you want?
Anything.
Except for some things.
You know, when I was in school, we had to read a book in order to get information.
Never read a book.
I had to.
Yeah, I mean, which ones did you complete? Do you remember any of the ones you were like, all right,
I
I'm
read
gonna read the whole thing?
I mean, name it. I probably read it. Like
Yeah,
I read
To Kill a
obviously-
Mockingbird.
Yeah.
To Kill a-
Sounder and The Outsiders
Yeah.
and Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah. You retain that information?
Oh no.
No, none of it at all?
Fuck no. Did you retain any of it?
I honestly, yeah. I feel like I really like the literature part. So like the books, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna really like take this.
But in high school?
You know what? In college is when I was like, I don't want to pay attention anymore. That's when
Yeah.
I like my whole
See,
like.
I feel like I would have been the flip of that, because like
Yeah.
in high school, I didn't give a shit about anything. I just wanted to make my friends laugh and laugh and play with puppets and toys and make weird videos and stuff. And that's why I didn't graduate high school and didn't go to college. But
Let's say
now
you
I'm
did.
like, if I did graduate
Yeah,
high
let's
school,
say you were like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to, push another year.
oh,
And-
you mean like let's go back in time and
Yeah.
say that I had?
Yeah.
I don't think much would be different.
Yeah, I don't think much would be different.
I
either.
really don't. Like I mean, maybe I would have learned a little bit more, but it doesn't matter in the career I'm in.
For you specifically, I think your trajectory, I think school is very important. I think that all kids should finish school except for my friend Steve.
Well, that's the thing. Like I hate admitting that I like didn't graduate high school. I mean, it's not that I hate admitting it. I like being truthful about my life, but
I'm definitely not proud of it.
I'm not proud of it. And but the thing is like I will say that like for the line of work that I've always wanted to do, not like you know, like learning like geography didn't really matter.
For you specifically.
You know?
See, but here's the thing is, anytime I talk to somebody who doesn't know you and like it wants to know you or thinks that you're super wacky, I have to explain to them that the thing is about you is you're not stupid.
No,
you're actually very
no.
intelligent.
I try. I mean, I try to. I mean, for the most part, I seem like an idiot.
Yeah, you seem like an idiot.
But I mean, it's true. I just try harder
Yeah.
to not seem like an idiot now because I can't really get away with it anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like
you
35
handle,
now.
You handle all of your adult things, like all your
Yeah.
bills are paid, all
Yeah.
your stuff.
I
is
have no
fixed.
credit problems.
Yeah.
I have great credit.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's really weird.
But people don't expect it. Like, this dude's wacky. Everything
Yeah.
he does is like, I think everything that you get to be wacky about, you
Yeah.
wackify it.
Yeah.
But the stuff that you're like, all right, I don't want to go to jail. You're like, all right, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm very careful about dangerous things and like I've
Yes.
never broken a bone in my entire life,
Yes.
and I've never stayed in a hospital. I've
It's
never
that
been admitted into a
logic.
hospital.
It's that logic. You're a very logical person. I consider myself too. Like when we were kids and other people were like, oh, let's go do something crazy.
Yeah.
You and I were both like, No.
Yeah.
I never, like, I don't want to hop the fence.
Yeah, no, I never did.
I don't want to do none of that stuff ever.
Like when Bree and I were first dating, there was this thing where we had to like climb over a brick wall or something to get to this thing, and Bree was like, let's just fucking do it. Like Bree has done this in her life, and she's done it way more than I have, and so she's like scaling the wall, and I'm like, I'm thinking in my head like, this is where she's gonna realize I'm just like a fucking dumb nerd, unathletic, and I'm not like, and I was like terrified, and I was like, I don't climb walls.
Yeah.
And I never have. And I never climbed a tree. Like, we had an avocado tree in my backyard, and I would climb it every once in a while. But there would be, like, a specific height where it felt safe enough.
And then
that was it. Wouldn't go any higher than that.
So that's smart. That's that logic.
Yeah.
I liked it recently when decided to... I just feel like everybody should have known SourceFed was about to shut down when we did the climb around the table challenge.
What the fuck?
Yeah. What is this idea? I remember when I heard of that, I was like, this is the most dumb fuck idea we've ever done.
But it's one of the funnest videos.
Honestly, that we've ever done. It's one of the funnest videos we've ever done.
Yeah.
It was so funny. But you were like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Oh, I'm not doing it. Yeah. I mean, I watched everyone do it, and I cheered them on. I was a cheerleader for everybody.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
I think because to you logically, it's like, no, I understand what's gonna happen. Some people are like, I gotta go crash and fail and learn, but for us, we're like, my brain can fully see what's gonna happen, and I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, and some people might say that that's like not fun.
No.
Like some people would say that though.
You were still in the video.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, let's take it a step further and let's kind of step back. Like, let's talk about like even something like water slides. Water slides are like relatively safe.
Yeah.
Not very many accidents occur on water slides. Yeah. But I probably would never ride a water slide, especially one of those like fucking gigantic ones where it's like 100 stories tall with like 900 loops and shit.
Well, I totally agree with you because I can't swim. So like whenever kids were like, let's go to Manteca water slides, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that ever. But like I agree with you. Like as of recent, like they're like, oh, let's go down a building on a slide. I'm just like, no.
What's with black people in swimming? Tell me about it.
Okay, here's the thing.
Give me the hot take.
My mom can't swim, so she was like, when you try to learn how to swim, I don't want you to because I can never go in there and save you. So she
said, don't even bother going in because I would not be able to save you.
So I feel like that mentality has passed on generation to generation, so none of us can swim. Yeah, that's why my mom was like, she was never like, I don't want a bigger house with a swimming pool so y'all could fall in it and drown. Like,
so she never enjoyed a pool.
No, never enjoyed a pool, never wants to be in the water. So I feel the same way too. Like, I'm just like, I'm cool on pools.
But we went to, I think maybe it was a SourceFed video, I can't remember. But remember we went to the beach?
The beach.
Was that a video or was it just like a team building thing?
Danny was like, it's Pirate Day or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So we go to the beach.
It was like team building, right?
Yeah,
it was like, let's all go together and have fun together.
It was one of the few times that there was not a camera around. It was just like we were just doing it, and we got in. So obviously, I'd never been in the ocean before.
Was that really the first time?
Yeah, that was the first time. Like I've been like my feet in, but that's about as far deep in. But you and I got in deep.
Oh yeah,
with a group of people.
And you were like, I was surprised how far you were willing to go. Like I think you were even like swimming sort of.
I guess I kind of had to be out that far. I'm pretty sure we held on to each other pretty much the whole time. But we were pretty deep in, and that was terrifying.
It's funny because like when I was a kid, my parents would take us to the beach, my brother and I, to the beach all the time.
Yeah.
And my parents also had us in swimming classes and stuff. So we took a lot of swimming classes when we were kids. So
yeah, you fuck with the water.
Yeah, so I fuck with the water. But like when I was a kid, we would go to the beach. And you know what? Like even the deep end always scared the shit out of me, man. Like even now I'm like not into the deep end.
Yeah.
Like I really need to like work my way up to the deep end. So usually I'll just like, I'll get into any body of water that my feet can touch the ground and my head can stay above the water. Like I'm in it. Like you want me in it? I'm in it.
I'm in it.
But the beach, I remember going to the beach a lot as a kid and not really realizing how completely dangerous the ocean is.
Oh yeah.
It's a frightening death trap.
It's just like our planet, but the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, there's so many things in the ocean that can just destroy you and do terrible things. And it's like, I really want I want my art to become legendary. I want to do things like James Cameron, who's like, you know what? I'm going to get in a submarine and
we're going to go look at the Titanic.
Well, fuck no. What are you talking about? Like, for what?
Yeah. Well, I don't know enough about his adventure into the deep ocean. Did he actually go in himself or did they take like a probe and he like piloted it or something?
Yeah, he was in, I think, a probe with like 2 other people. So he's one of like,
but he was like in there.
Yeah, he's one of less than 10 people who've been that deep down on the ocean floor. I'm just a bit much.
It's the ocean is just this terrifying death trap.
Because if a giant thing came and ate you, they'd be like, oh yeah, now we know there are giant things down there, and just write that down.
I mean, and also like not even just the animals and stuff. Like the current can like pull you in, and like you're gone. Like there's a current that will literally pull you in like a fucking monster, and you will drown and die, and that's the end of your life.
Drowning and dying sounds like the worst thing. Even though I heard it's pleasant, they're like, then all the oxygen goes to your brain, and then it's kind of like, oh, this is what my life came to.
Imagine not being able to breathe and wanting to, and then taking a breath, and it's like water. That's a nightmare.
And then it would just hit you instantly.
Yeah, you're like,
I can't
I'm
breathe.
done.
Every time I try to breathe, it's going to be water. You have no energy to... Yeah, so drowning sounds like the worst.
It sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Listen, like, I forget. I saw some headline this recently. It was like, Stephen Hawking is like, we should try to find those other planets and go and habitate them as humans.
Yeah.
Let's find one without water.
I think we need water.
Nah.
I think we need like not just like I think we need the ocean.
Nah,
I mean, I would love to. I would love to live in a place where
sushi,
dangerous shit.
Or let's get a vacuum and vacuum out all the stuff big enough to kill humans or sting us even a little bit.
Just vacuum it.
Yeah, just vacuum them out.
Well, let's take a little journey here and go through a list of things that can. Why isn't this playing? Oh no!
Whoa, that just reminded me.
What did it give you an idea?
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim. I don't know why that took me to Scott Pilgrim.
All right. Let's take a little journey here. Let's go through this list of all the ways. This is 10 ways the beach can kill you.
Okay.
Heat stroke.
Yeah. I believe in it. I know you can die of heat stroke.
You can die of heat stroke.
If you're a dog, like one of those Siberian Huskies or something, don't take him to the beach.
Oh, don't.
Heat stroke.
Don't leave him in the car.
Heat stroke.
Heat stroke sounds like a cool, like
super
superhero.
Villain. Yeah. I think it's because Deathstroke.
Because of Deathstroke.
But heat stroke would be his brother. He was like, ooh.
Yeah.
You shoot with guns?
There probably is a heat stroke villain.
I know if you go on the Marvel wiki, they're like, oh, heat stroke. In 1959, Stan Lee had a wet dream and came up with heat stroke.
Let's see. Heat stroke. Yeah. Heat stroke. New Earth. DC database. Heat stroke was a young woman with fiery red hair and the ability to protect bursts of flame.
Wait, what? Wait, really? A woman?
I'm sorry, to project bursts of flame.
Let me see. Heat stroke. You gotta let me see this.
What?
She looks like Starfire.
That's like Jack Kirby shit right there.
Wait, is it Marvel or DC?
DC.
Is it Jack Kirby?
No,
I don't know. Yeah, he probably did something.
It just lurks. It lurks.
It's of the time.
I don't like this music. I wanted it to be funny, and that's not funny at all.
I just felt like you would be better at being funny, given that's what you do usually.
The next way that you can die at the beach is a tsunami.
Wow. So, like, you're on the beach, your body's there in the sand. Huge wave comes, crash, everything you wanted, fish tacos you were going to get later, gone. Dead. Done. Because of an earthquake that happened 5 miles away from here.
Yeah. That can happen.
That can happen to you.
This is... You can hear the watermark audio.
Yeah, you can.
You can hear the guy going like...
Something.com.
Bensaid.com.
Squarespace.com.
That's funny, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. The next way you can die at the beach is an algal bloom.
Don't know what that is. Tell me.
Like algae? Algal blooms, also known as red tides, happen when a colony of algae grows out of control. These blooms can release toxins that harm people, fish, shellfish, other marine animals, and birds.
No way.
Will, what's the most shellfish thing you've done in your life?
When I told myself I deserved things I didn't, I accepted that side of myself. That's when I was being selfish. What about you, Shellfish? What's the most Steve thing you've ever done?
Apparently, algal blooms happen almost every summer along Florida's Gulf Coast and usually ends up killing fish and making shellfish unsafe to eat.
Bullshit.
People shouldn't eat shellfish from areas affected by toxic algal blooms. In 1996, fishermen almost died after eating steamed mussels that had been collected from an area near Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Here's the thing. I also don't like to eat seafood because there's shit like that.
Yeah.
There's like danger. There's like too much food from the ocean where it's like, oh, now you want to be sick for 7 days? Have that one little tiny gross looking mucus thing inside of a shell.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and be sick for 7 days.
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
Why not? You don't want to be sick for 7 days? Oh, you live this American lifestyle. You can't be sick anymore.
I just don't want to be. I'd like to prevent that.
I just feel like a lot of Americans are like, oh, I want to be comfortable. What about me? Huh?
That's a good point, Will.
What about me? What if I want to be comfortable? Huh?
Well, you can. You can do whatever you want to make yourself comfortable.
You know what they're doing in Canada?
What's that? What's Canada?
That threw me off. What's that? That's good. We should do an improv show.
I'd be down for that.
Let's talk about our show.
No, I want to talk more about Canada. What are we going to say about it?
So Canada,
you had
is
nowhere
the
to go with that.
Yeah, let me see. What's the last thing I said? Oh, so you know what they're doing in Canada?
What are they doing in Canada?
First off, what they're doing in Canada is they're taking every bench that they have in local parks. They're taking a little part on it. They're ingraining people's names who have never been sick in their life. I'm talking Mary Kinatulu, Bob Jenkinson.
Where is she from?
Well, Mary Kinatulu is from the first eastern coast of Nigeria. She was born there in 1805, between 1805 and 1814. She then moved to France at the beginning of the French Revolutionary War.
If I asked you to repeat what you just said, could you do it?
Yes.
What was her name?
Matembe Takumbu. I forget who it was. I think it was Ben Shorts that said something like, when you improv things, you need to remember people's names.
Dude, I can't.
Yeah, when you bullshit, you can't remember the names?
No, I can't.
I
can't remember
yours are gibberish.
Dude, I can't remember names when their name is on a teleprompter. Like, I can't even... Like, when I did that Comic-Con HQ thing, it was nothing but me fucking up names.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it was a problem.
Why?
Because I have a problem with names.
Maybe you're like name calculic.
What's that?
It's like dyslexia, but it's for people with names.
Name calculic?
Yeah.
You made that up.
I made that up entirely. Because there's dyscalculic, which is like dyslexia for numbers. So I was like...
What's calculic?
Dyscalculic is like when you're like... You know how with dyslexia, they're like, I think an A is a B. Where it's like, they're like, I think a 6 is a 9.
Oh, shit,
That's
really?
Probably
That's
not
real?
it at all. They're like, you fucking bitch, that's not what I got.
I want you to say dyscalculic as funny as you can, in the funniest possible way.
Too much pressure, dyscalculic.
Can I try?
Yes.
Dyscalculic.
I think that wins. That reminded me of, I was actually just thinking this yesterday when we were driving past, I think it was a Valvoline, and you were like, you've never said the word Valvoline before.
Oh, yeah, it was like a gas station.
Yeah,
with the fucking V?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even...
No one's ever said that out loud.
No one. I've got to go to Valvoline later today. What is it?
Valvoline. It's like where you go and get oil and stuff and put it in your car.
Yeah.
But no one's ever said Valvoline to you.
No. No one's ever said, like, you know what? You should go to Valvoline if you want to. Like, I couldn't even tell you what the fuck they do at Valvoline.
It's such a good word, though. Name your child. Oops. You never do that.
No.
I'm surprised Trisha got you to hold that baby.
Oh, man. She tricked me, man.
Well, how'd she do it?
Well, they were like, we were talking at Lee's wedding, and then so Nate had the baby, and Nate was standing to my right, very closely to me. And then Trisha was like standing in front of me, and like we were laughing about something, and she kept like jotting her eyes over to her baby, and I didn't know what she was doing. I was just laughing and having a good time, and then Trisha's like, go like this, and I put my hands up like this, and then Nate slipped
Oh my God.
the baby into my hands.
Logan,
Yeah.
I'm super surprised that they trusted. So they got you. They wanted you to
They
hold
got
the baby.
me. They probably had a long talk about it beforehand.
Yeah, they were
probably
like, we should get Steve to do it.
They were like, Steve's like intense hatred of babies is just a bit, right?
And they wanted to test it and find out.
Like my intense hatred of babies is 80% a bit.
It's 80% a bit.
The rest of it is like I would never intentionally hurt a baby.
Yeah.
I just would rather not be around one.
I think it's because you are still a baby yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to be like, you don't get it.
I can't be trusted with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like I can't be trusted with important things. And
See, the thing is, I feel like, Steve, you've grown enough that if you decided you wanted to, I know you would never, but if you wanted to be a parent, you'd be really good at it.
I mean, the thing is, though, Will, anybody can be a parent.
Yeah.
Like,
true.
Anybody can.
Except
like
for some people, I'm sorry about that.
I mean, some people shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but anybody can be a parent in the sense that you can, like, even adopt a kid and then you could be a parent or whatever. But, like, in the sense of, like, once you're forced into a situation where you now have another being to look after, like most people's like animal kind of like instincts kick in and they're like, well, now I got to protect this thing. And for the most part, I mean, from where it goes from there,
you don't
is
think
up
that
to,
would kick in with you? You'd be like, nah, I
think
still
it
want to do what I want to do.
I think it would.
You just don't want
And
to.
back in the day, I thought about how like, well, if it accidentally happened, like I wouldn't be a fucking asshole and leave.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be like, you're on your own, fuck you. I'd be like, well, I guess I have to raise a fucking child. It wasn't ideal. I didn't want to do it.
So interesting. I think just because we know that that's something you don't ever plan on to do.
Ever.
It's just in our imagination. It's just like, does the baby have a beard? Or like...
I mean, yeah, there's that thought of like, what would my kid look like? Or whatever, but I don't give a shit.
You don't want to know. You don't
I don't
care.
give a shit.
Damn. So you'll still be doing this 15 years from now. I'll still be able to go to your house and you'll still be doing the same stuff, playing video games and shit.
I mean, potentially, yeah.
I'd like that. I'm fine with that.
I'm way fine with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I do what I do, man.
30 years from now, I'll be 53.
Wow. Really?
I can still go sit on your couch and play video games.
Man, yeah, probably. I'll probably still
I'll
probably have like video game systems, but I don't know if I'll be playing them as much as I did.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
I feel like by that time, video games are going to be something else entirely.
I mean, VR is like
getting there.
Some scary ass shit, and that I mean, once it's like, dude, if it's like San Junipero on like Black Mirror, then like I'm in, baby.
I don't know who that is.
Well, like Black Mirror is like a fucking very cool show, dude. One night, I want to blow your damn mind with this episode of Black Mirror.
Please
okay?
don't, God.
Dude,
I've been shown
it's a
Black
good,
Mirror,
it's a good,
and it's not
like most. Okay, here's the thing.
It made me sad.
Most episodes of Black Mirror are bleak and terrifying and fucked up and like really. Like they make you go like, well, this is the future, and I'm terrified. But this particular episode is kind of like it's kind of like a nice. It ends on a high note. It's like it's kind of sad and it's kind of scary, but it ends on a high note. It's a good one. It's like one of the best of the series, I think.
Okay.
But in it. I mean, well, actually, maybe I don't want to spoil.
I'm super down to I'm down to give it a look. Every time someone shows me a Black Mirror episode, I watch it. Exactly what you're saying. I'm like, oh no, this is real sad.
Yeah,
I'll give it.
Give it a shot.
Good filmmaking. Like, they're definitely extremely well made.
I feel like there has to be like a standard of like quality for Black Mirror. Like the showrunners are probably like, not just anybody can write any old like little script for Black Mirror. Like it has to be like fucking good.
And they don't just let it go.
Are good.
Yeah, they don't just let it go. They're not like, all right, but this one wasn't that good. They're like, okay,
they're all good.
They're standard.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are like. Definitely like the first episode of the first season ever is
Everyone's
kind of
figuring
like
it out.
Yeah, and it's like, oh man, because that one's like way fucked
That's
up.
the thing with any show ever. You need to give it 5 episodes, and then that's when you have the show that you want to do.
Well, they're in like a perfect stride now. Like everything they've made since like the first season is like
that's really
top notch shit. But if you haven't seen, it's on Netflix. Unless you're, I don't know if it's like in the Canadian Netflix or other regions or whatever. But look for Black Mirror on Netflix and just watch this San Junipero episode.
Is that show from Netflix?
It's from the UK.
Is it for Netflix only?
It might be exclusively on Netflix here. I don't know. No, it's not on Net. I could be wrong.
So it's not a Netflix original.
No, I mean it was made in the UK.
So I feel like Netflix has always had most of the stuff that they made was pretty good.
Yeah, no, they're doing a great job with their original shit. No, yeah, it's from Channel 4, I think, in the UK.
Yeah, UK's got some good stuff.
Oh, they're on a whole other level.
The
baby.
Last of Summer Wine. Ever seen that?
Yeah, British Channel 4. It came out in 2011. And then Netflix commissioned a third season. And so it might be now in a Netflix series?
The other night I was in my bed and I was ready to go to sleep. And I was like, fuck, Steve had me watch that scary-ass video game all day.
Which one? The Friday the 13th one?
Yeah, the Friday the 13th one.
Oh, man. Dude, I have dreams about it all the time.
It's pretty damn good. Like I thought that it was gonna be more of an expansive universe, but I found out it's just like it's like hide and go seek.
Yeah, it's basically adult hide and seek.
So I'd say for that purpose, it is like super. Like it's very good. It's funny, like how the character you were like, oh, she gets scared easily. So
yeah,
like, and the fact that Rob is like he's like terrible at being Freddy.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't know.
Jason.
Yeah, or Jason. He's like I don't know how to kill these kids.
He doesn't know what to do. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That stream was so good.
He like hates it. Yeah. Like I love being Jason, and he hates being Jason because he's not good at it. But
can people hear you when you play that game?
Yeah.
So you have to get close to them, and then they can hear you.
Yeah, it's a proximity thing. Like when you're close to someone, they can hear you.
That's really cool. Like I'm saying stuff like that. Like in the future, like I can't even say a year from now, like 2 years from now, like that'll be so much more advanced. And scary.
Yeah. I can't even. I mean, right now there's already like really scary games. Like, dude, I played like Resident Evils before VR stuff, and those were fucking terrifying.
Which one were we playing the other day? And it was the guy in the garage with the car.
That's Resident Evil VR. It's like
VR?
The 7th one or some
shit.
Or 8th one.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's like next level scary ass shit.
Yeah, Lord, why you cannot be 13 years old with this,
dude? That's the thing. It's like, I mean, even with Friday the 13th, like there's kids playing that online. They're like, I'm gonna be Jason. I can't wait. I'm like, this is crazy.
I want to be Jason.
I think anytime Mike was over here and he can hear a kid, he's like, "You've got bad parents."
Yeah, Mike is already there. He's damn near. He's like counselor already. He would be.
Mike is totally like he's like a big brother to like anybody. And everybody.
Yeah. I'm so thankful to that man.
Let's do. Speaking of Mike Falzone, let's do our sponsor spot really quick. And I'll play a little. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Scott Pilgrim.
That one made you think of Scott Pilgrim too? I wonder why. Guys, today's sponsor is Squarespace. And let me tell you something. You're going to want to make your next move with Squarespace because they've got their beautiful award-winning designer templates, which we've talked about in great detail. You can create a beautiful website or online store with an award-winning template. And also, it's an all-in-one platform, which means there's nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever. There's also that great award-winning 24/7 customer service where you can just call them if you got a problem. Don't even worry about what time it is.
Squarespace.
And guys, the domain experience is great too. They offer a unique experience that's fully transparent and simple to set up, and it's flexible for any kind of website! Squarespace is used by a wide range of creatives, people, and business musicians, designers, artists, restaurants, and more. So guys, start your free trial today at squarespace.com and enter the offer code BANTER to get 10% off your first purchase. Set up that dang website, will ya? And use the Squarespace, because it's a good site. We know a lot of people that use it, and that's always a mark of quality when people you love and trust use it. So guys, use that code BANTER to get 10% off your first purchase. And hey, make your next move, make your next website. Squarespace. Thank you for that, Will. That was a beautiful little tune.
I just been thinking about, love and whatnot.
When are you not thinking about love?
That's usually my main thing. If you're always focused on love, I'm a man of action. Gotta be focused on that.
You're focused on love and action?
Yeah, my actions. And if I'm always focused on love, hopefully all my actions will be out of love.
What is something that you love right now? What's something that you love right now?
I don't know why right now. I mean, I go through waves, but I'm becoming obsessed with Miyazaki. I mean, I've always been.
Me too, man.
But I'm deep in it right now. Like that's all I think about. Like even just having this Totoro here, I'd say that's what I love right now.
Yeah.
I've been you know me in quite depressed parts of my life, and I was always like, I'm gonna die young. But I'm obsessed now with becoming old and still doing this.
Dude, I have like a date in my calendar that you said you'd be dead by. When we lived together, you're like, I'm gonna be dead by this date.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna put it in my calendar.
Yeah. I remember that day, and I am not dead, and it has passed.
No, you're not. It's way past.
And that's when I feel like I started my second life. strangely. And I
you
feel
had
like
an awakening.
Yeah, and now I've been thinking a lot about how. Did you see that? Did I show you that clip ever? Hayao Miyazaki and these guys try to show them this VR thing that they're making.
Yeah, I saw that, and he's like, "This is disgusting and fucked up," and like, why would you ever make something like he just embarrasses them in front of everybody?
Yeah,
but it's like fuck. But it's like shame on them for bringing something like that to Miyazaki. Like, what were they thinking?
And
it was cool though.
It was cool. I mean, like for people like you, they're like, "Oh, I can't wait to play that game."
It just wasn't it wasn't appealing to Miyazaki.
He's like, this is not what we do here at Ghibli.
But did you know that there's a pop-up shop, like a Studio Ghibli pop-up shop happening in Los Angeles while we're at VidCon?
Fudge.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, they're gonna have like a bunch of exclusive
love wasting
shit.
my money and shit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with Miyazaki right now. I want to become old. I really want to do these things that, like, everything that I've spent my life saying that I wanted to do. Like, I told you, like, my lifelong dream is to make a theme park.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the last thing I do, and I've been thinking about that a lot recently.
Is that where you would put that rainforest cafe that was like the ghetto rainforest cafe? The guy that pops out, dude, give me your shoes.
I haven't thought about that in like a year. The idea, oh my god, I forgot the idea is like, the Rainforest Cafe, which is like they have like monkeys and like birds and stuff, and like every 15 minutes they do a rain show. But this one, it's like the ghetto.
What would the 15-minute show be? It'd be like a drive-by or something?
Yeah, a drive-by. All of a sudden, a car would come out. They start shooting at it.
Yeah.
Hey, give me your shoot. I don't know.
I mean, that would have been a great Key and Peele sketch.
Really,
at least.
Though. He's like, all right, I'm taking my girlfriend to meet my parents for the first time.
We're going to.
Yeah, I'm half black and half white. So they go to that cafe.
Compton Cafe.
Yeah, that would be a Key and Peele sketch.
Yeah.
They were killing it. So much so that they were like, all right, let's quit. They did 4 seasons, I think, and then they quit.
Yeah,
they were really good.
And then what's his name was like, nah, I'm going to make movies now.
Yep.
Be a big old star.
Yep, and they made a couple movies. Like in the past, since that's ended, I think he's done like 3 movies. And Get Out was the one that...
Yeah, well, they made that movie together.
Keanu.
Yeah, Keanu. But for a while, we thought the other guy was going to be like the famous one. We thought he was going to go off to be...
Michael Key.
Yeah, because he had done a bunch of like comedies
and stuff, yeah.
And he's funny. And I mean, they're both funny, but it's like he was like seen more, I feel like.
Yeah, and then Jordan Peele got a different type of success than we thought. What I found out recently is that there's always been this gif on the internet of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, and she's like dressed as Leia, and she's on a green screen. And I was always like, what is that from?
What is it?
And I found out that it was actually this show that Kanye was doing it was a puppet show. And it was like a ghetto puppet, like it was like really weird, and it was for Comedy Central, and like he wrote it, like all his friends were making it, and he was like, they said that the main thing he was doing was like how the puppets dress and how they look and the aesthetic of the show, and Jordan Peele was actually a writer on that show, and Jimmy Kimmel.
No way. What happened?
It's crazy. So for the first episode, he
Oh, so it's out?
No, it's still not out. For the first episode, apparently he demanded, he was like, we have to have Kim Kardashian on the show. He had never seen it before, never met her before, and he was like, we have to have her on the show. So they shot a scene of her dressed as Slave Leia. He was supposed to have on a Clone Wars outfit and with this giant puppet. You should look at the images from it. It's super interesting.
Wait, so this was shot like a long time ago?
This was, I forget, I think like 2003. Yeah.
And is it gonna ever come out?
Oh, no. Yeah. Comedy Central said no.
So it probably wasn't good.
Yeah, it probably wasn't good. No, it definitely looked super raunchy. Yeah.
I mean,
like even past Comedy Central.
Kanye can do whatever he wants.
Oh, yeah. And this was after he was already famous from being like a rapper. Like, yeah, Kanye really can do whatever he wants.
But it's like... even Kanye could be like, I want to make a puppet show with my friends, and then like that will never see the light of day.
Yeah, but that was just a fun thing he did that summer.
Yeah, I
feel like I'm starting to get onto that point with my friends, like me and John, and like our whole team. We like, all right, this like, oh my god, I can't even. I'll talk to you about them later on our drive to VidCon. But we're just trying to make some shows, and they're just ridiculous ideas. Like I feel like I'm finally in that LA lifestyle. Everybody comes here, and you've been into it for like over a year now. Let's make shows and stuff. I think the thing is, a lot of these shows don't get picked up, but just making them in general, that's what people come to LA to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is what you can't do in Idaho. I mean, shit, maybe you can, but...
You can. It's just harder.
Hard as fuck, yeah.
And if you want to find collaborators, it's really tough.
Yeah, most people you want to collaborate with are here or in New York.
What did you see the thing that Kanye... It was like the guy, Ninja from D-Antwoord.
Ninja?
Yeah, you know D-Antwoord? That like... Those like South African rappers...
I don't think I know those people.
I think they're South African. Let me make sure.
Yeah. I've never been to South Africa. I realized this
Would you
year,
go to South Africa?
Yeah, I need to go to Africa. I would need to see an African
Yeah,
sunrise.
they're South African. Yeah, you've seen them. Yolandi and
Let me see.
Ninja. Hang on, let me find a photo. You've seen these motherfuckers.
I've never
seen these crazy bastards.
No. Oh, yeah. That guy's on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You might have posted about it on Facebook.
Yeah, I just posted a thing on Facebook about it, actually. Because he like... Yes, exactly. He was in Chappie. Did you ever see Chappie?
No. Is that the robot movie?
It's the robot movie.
Yeah, I think I heard you talk about that movie when it came out.
Well, Chappie's not good, but
this guy's becoming popular now. I'm seeing him on the internet.
Well, he's been around for a while. I mean, he's been doing his thing for a while.
He played basketball with Kanye
and
Drake?
Yeah. Did you watch that?
I did watch that.
It was hilarious and amazing.
Yeah.
And so these, like, Yolandi and Ninja from D'Antwoord, or however you say their fucking band name, they're like out of their goddamn minds. They're like fucking terrifying people that get into like terrible shit and do a lot of terrible shit.
They look like he looks like a real deal person. He's like, I happen to be famous from what I'm doing in my actual life. Like, and he's gonna keep doing it in his actual life.
Oh, but they're like terrifying people. Like they like, I think.
Sounds like you fuck with it though.
Yeah. I mean, so like with him, what people are saying is like with him saying like Kanye and Drake were like weird, is like it sounds like they must be like a level of weird that we don't understand and we'll never understand.
You know, I feel like when you're that big, I feel like you have to spend a lot of your life attempting to be normal.
Yeah.
It's like right now we don't have to attempt to be normal because we're forced to. Like you have to go to the supermarket. But imagine if you had so much money and so much like popularity that you couldn't go to the grocery store. You couldn't observe being a normal person. I feel like I would spend a lot of my life trying to remember
how to be a human.
Because if you don't, you'll be a fuckboy.
Well, I saw a celebrity at a restaurant recently, and she was like going into the kitchen and going, "I'm just gonna get myself some water and and I'm gonna get one of these things." And we could hear her saying this, and Bree and I were like, "Wow, imagine just being so famous that like any restaurant, any plate, like Best Buy is your living room. I'm gonna pick this up, like go into the kitchen of a restaurant, like it's your kitchen,
it's yours,
and not even asking, just doing it.
That's definitely not an okay move.
No,
I'd say there is some places I'm like that at, but it's because they know me. But like I couldn't see myself being like, all right, I'm gonna go to New York. And just act like that now. I don't think I couldn't see myself doing that.
I mean, but if you've been a celebrity since you were a kid, or if you were born into a very rich family or something, then that's a whole different.
And you don't know. You know who is my idol?
Who it's
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, he's great.
He grew up as a kid, but he really still does it.
Yeah,
he really.
Yeah,
is
somehow
amazing.
he like broke through the kid actor thing and like is bigger and better than ever.
And I think you could tell because he's one of my favorite characters on How I Met Your Mother. And I honestly think it's because since he's been acting since he was a kid, he's bored. We got bored doing our shows.
Yeah.
We were like, we've been doing this for 3 years. I'm bored.
Yeah.
So by the time that he was on How I Met Your Mother and he was already like 32, he must have got these lines and was like, you know what, I'm gonna do too much.
Yeah.
So that's how we get like like the legendary.
Somehow it worked for him.
For
he
him.
like the audience, like everybody loves him.
Yeah, everybody loves him.
And I have not a bad thing to say about him. He's like an amazing actor. He's a great dancer. He's funny.
Singer.
He's a
usually
great
people
singer.
who have that much capability are usually not good.
Yeah, they're usually like assholes or something.
Yeah, or like you hear, I mean, what you hear about him, and he's like, "Oh, I take photos with my kids for Christmas." It's
yeah,
like, he sounds like such a legit dude.
Yeah,
Plus, he was in a series of unfortunate events.
Oh, and that's a great show. Did you watch that?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing.
I loved it.
It's so good because like he takes on characters where he's not dressed as himself, and I feel like you could relate a lot with him. I feel like you and him would be good friends.
Yeah, I think so. I would like that.
I just feel like
what would happen if I broke into his house? You think he'd be my friend?
Dressed exactly how you are now, with the horns. I don't think so, but I think you guys should do a puppet show on Broadway.
Oh fuck, it's my dream. I just want to play with puppets.
We need to work out this show that we're making, Steve. I'm dead serious
All right,
about making
let's
it.
work on it, man.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Before we kind of like wrap this up soon because we have so much going on and we want to get
True.
to VidCon and we want to get all that stuff kind of taken care of.
Is Falzone not going?
We're I don't know. I don't know if he's going or not. If he is, he's going straight from the East Coast. I'm pretty sure he is though. So we're going to VidCon and it starts today. And we're going to do like a final like SourceFed kind of like it's not even like it's a SourceFed thing. It's just the last time all of us will be in one place ever again, probably.
For a while, I'd say so.
Like, I'm talking about, like, Joe, Lee, Elliot, like, all of them. Like,
it'll be all of us.
Yeah, it'll be every single one of us.
I just feel like, this would be a big, I mean, we kind of already had our big goodbye back in whenever it ended, March or April. That really did feel like the ending to me, personally.
Yeah, same.
I was like, the fact that we sung it out and then confetti came out and then people cried.
Yeah.
But, but part of being SourceFed every year is at VidCon, we do those, we would do the Q&A meet and greet stuff.
Yeah.
And this is the last one.
It's the last one. I'd be surprised if like next year they were like, let's get the SourceFed host to do like a Where Are They Now, or like Remember SourceFed. Yeah. Like, there's no reason to.
One of us will have passed away by then. Mm-hmm. So.
And I know which one it is, and it's not one of us.
Don't say that.
I think the only we did say everybody was going to be there, but I think the only people that aren't going to be there are like Meg.
Oh yeah, huh?
And likely Ross. And I can't think of.
Oh.
But it's like basically everybody.
Yeah, it's basically everybody. Yeah. You know who is not going to be there?
Who?
That guy that was on 1 or 2 episodes of SourceFed.
Keith. Was that his name?
Yeah,
Keith?
yeah. I've never met him.
I met him. He was Hafner's roommate.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I did hear that. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, too. he was like an arcade. He liked arcade machines, and when I was working on my Fix It Felix, he was like, "Hey man, like if you want to like some pointers."
Wait, he was there that long? Enough to
like? I think he just knew I was doing it. Like Hafner was like, "Hey man, like my buddy, my roommate, remember Keith?
Yeah.
He says if you need help with the arcade machine, he need to help you out or something." And I was like, "Fuck off."
Wait, where is that now?
The arcade machine? It's in a storage unit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, real sad. I think it's gonna go live with my other friend Will, because he's got like his parents moved away and he's got this sweet house and a lot of room. And
I'm trying to get him to do stuff for me.
He's great, man. He's great. Great guy.
I need him to love me and sign a loyalty contract.
I'll make him love you. I'll make him love you.
Okay.
All right. Well, so let's just hit History Road then. I know it's like this seems like we're just rushing through, but
is it really? How long have we been on for?
Like 40 minutes.
Okay.
It's a little short.
I know we're gonna hit traffic, and we might be there in traffic for 3 hours. So.
Yeah, so we gotta do this. So here we go.
History.
Oh,
History.
Yeah. I sure do have respect for Owen.
Man, so do I. He's a very artistic, creative person.
Oh yeah.
He's a struggling boy.
Oh yeah.
He's got a lot of things locked up in his head, and he's got to release it.
Oh yeah. That's a strong man.
Yeah, I want him to unleash his creativity onto the world, but there's something going on.
Some people like to keep it to themselves. He likes to make those 12 people crying videos just for himself.
He edited something that's coming out so hopefully soon. That I worked on with Mackenzie Stiff, and we're very, 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 very excited about it.
That's not announced yet.
It's not really announced. I think we did like a teaser kind of thing, but I don't really want to talk too much about it because I feel like if I keep talking about it and then it doesn't come out again for another year or whatever. But it's like ready to go, and Owen showed me a rough cut of it, and I was like, "This is fucking brilliant. This looks so good.
This is what you want.
It's like the best thing that we've done together. I feel like."
I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. I just want it to be perfect.
That's you guys' energy from what I've seen. I only saw an early cut, so I don't know where.
Oh, dude, he assembled like a full thing, and it's just like it just needs a couple more things, and it's good to go.
It's there.
Very excited.
On your YouTube channel, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Yeah. So really quick, I almost did. If you didn't do this, Will, because you were like a last minute co-guest on this, co-host on this, and I appreciate you doing that. But my original idea was I was just going to read History Roads for an entire episode alone by myself. And then I thought, that's a terrible idea and it won't be funny. And I hate myself for even thinking about it. But anyway, I almost did that. But anyway, this History Road comes from Sarah Rauher. And she says, "Hi, boys. My name is Sarah. I've been listening to Dynamic Banter for what seems like 85 years, and I would like to tell you the story of the time I injured myself approximately 354 miles from home. It was a warm September 16th, 2016. My brother, mother, and I had planned our vacation to Kansas City, Missouri to watch a couple Kansas City Royals baseball games. We left our home in boring old northwest Iowa at a time that was too early for my then 20-year-old self to be awake, and we were off the big city. We got into town at about 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. for you fancy Los Angeles folks. Just enough time to relax and eat some supper. I thought, not expecting what would come next. Unbeknownst to me, my little brother's suitcase had been knocked over when he decided to childishly flop onto the bed. Don't make excuses for him. He was 18 at the time, thus putting the suitcase into a precarious position on the floor. I had gone to grab my room key from the nightstand between the two hotel beds when all of a sudden my foot latched onto the suitcase, thus causing gravity to kick in, bringing the right side of my face onto the corner of the nightstand. Uh-oh. I laid there for what felt like a good 15 minutes, but later found out it was only 2 minutes. I inspected my face, noticing that my nose ring had fallen out and that my right cheek was slightly bruised. I put my nose ring back in and we were off to the ball game. When we get to the game, we get those alcoholic slushies that are called Royal Ritas. You can imagine the bliss that I felt holding that ice cold drink up to my now bruised face. The Royals lost to the White Sox 7-4 that night, just as I had lost to the nightstand. Well, that's my history road. I hope you enjoyed laughing at my pain, because I know this is a story my family enjoys bringing up and laughing at. Well, at least it wasn't like a terrible injury. Like, I thought there was going to be, like, blood gushing and hospital visits, and, like, it sounds like you just like, kind of knocked your head real good and you're all right.
This sounds like that brother needs to be jailed.
He needs to go to jail.
Drop charges on him.
I mean, we might need to start a hashtag about your brother and really just get awareness for, like, how careless it was.
Because too many brothers are like, oh, I'm going to be childish, and sisters get hurt because of it.
So many sisters have been hurt because of the negligence of a brother.
Yeah. The negligence, the outright decency to wrath,
lack of decency.
Metreon Zinthus.
Yeah. Abicortial. Well, guys, that's it for that History Road. Sarah, thank you for sending that. And, guys, this has been a very fast History Road. I want to thank William Haynes, and I want to thank Squarespace. Will, do you want to plug anything? You doing anything?
Subscribe to my YouTube channel, William Haynes TV. Go on Spotify, type in Will Haynes, play all my songs till you fall asleep, and just keep playing them.
I would love that. That sounds wonderful. Rob Fee and I have a show coming up on June 28th.
What's it called?
It's called I'm So Excited, and it's it's kind of like a weird Saved by the Bell show where we're going to, with comedians, kind of make fun of Saved by the Bell.
Where?
We're gonna watch it. It's gonna be at the Open Space Cafe where we did the first time show thing, and I think Suptic just did one too. But
he did a show at the Open Space too.
Yeah.
Are we all doing Open Space?
Yeah,
now?
I think we've just taken over that place thanks to Mike Falzone. But yeah, Wednesday, June 28th at 8 p.m. It'll be Rob Fee and I, and also Malcolm Barrett, who is now on season 2 of Preacher and was in the NBC show Timeless,
and Better Off Ted, which was a really good program.
Yeah, and he was on Dynamic Banter, which was one of the funniest episodes. He's a very, very talented, funny man. He's also going to be there, as well as Waleed Muhammad, who is a comedian that I have not met and am unfamiliar with, but Rob's like, he's super funny, but he's going to be in the show. Yeah.
Interesting.
And so we're basically going to comment. We're going to do like commentary on Saved by the Bell episodes, and just kind of make fun of it and laugh at it and joke around and stuff. So
that show's about the 80s.
June 28th at 8 p.m. at the Open Space Cafe in Los Angeles, and tickets are available at eventbrite.com. Well, actually, you know what? Tickets are available on the Facebook event page.
Will Bree be there?
So I think Bree will be there. Yeah, she's gonna be there. But yeah, so guys, please, I would love to see you guys there at the Open Space Cafe, and Rob Fee and I will be there. Name drop. So anyway, that's it. Guys, thanks for listening to Dynamic Banter, and I hope you have an awesome summer. Stay cool, and if you want to submit your history roads to the podcast, you can do so by sending those to dynamicbanter@gmail.com, and that's it.
I'm Jewish.
That was a HeadGum podcast.